Hey, so shout out to Michaela, man. Shout out to Michaela in Atlanta. You know, Michaela is kind of paving the way for the young black RNC youth.
Let's go.
And I'm not gonna say just RNC, but more just on the conservative side of black people in Atlanta, because they think this is an oxymoron. They don't. They think this is an anomaly. Black people don't think that. We do have smart black people in Atlanta, and we do have people that aren't educated on anything. So, but at least we have somebody stand up that's a face that's from the city,
Right.
that has that's intelligent, has done her research. And this young lady, if I'm not mistaken, I saw this where she came from being in trouble, being locked up, to look at where she is now to be a conservative black woman with a voice. So I want to play this clip that she smoked this person. So I guess somebody called in that was a Democrat, and he's trying to, the same old crap they say when you are black and you support conservatives. This is a white man saying this, and so this don't make any sense to me. But if you listen to this, she destroyed this man.
Okay.
She destroyed him.
Hit pause real quick on the video.
They're never going to let you in the club, okay? And you, like the movie Django, you are the character of Samuel L. Jackson. I don't know the exact terminology, but not Uncle Tom, but Uncle Tommy, or you were a complete sellout.
First of all, it sounded like that was a non-black person telling me that. So as a Democrat, that sounds pretty racial and pretty divisive. Next, it's very interesting that I, again, would be called names or be compared to fictional characters because of who I choose to support. Again, these people who are calling and making these derogatory statements about me, who I choose to support, are denying the fact that, again, who are you to tell me that my personal experience is invalid? I think that that's something that a lot of Democrats need to look within, because how have you tried? Kamala Harris is in office right now and has not tried to do anything about the border, has not tried to not tax people on tips, and has not tried to do anything about our failing education system.
Come on.
Everything that she's promising she can do for you on day one, she could do right now, but she's not trying to. So that's something to, for some Dems to take home. So are you telling me that with all the black wealth that exists here in Atlanta, with all the black millionaires that live here in Atlanta, why in the world do 92% of APS students are illiterate? Make it make sense. And we have Democratic mayors, we have Democratic city council members, we have Democratic commissioners, and for whatever reason, 92% of the kids here cannot read. That statistic did not exist in Nevada. So again, I don't know if it was the fact that I got lucky. I can't say that, oh my God, it's the teachers that suck out here. I would never demean our educators here in Atlanta. But what we can acknowledge is the numbers, sir. And so while you want to call me not smart, please tell me what your side has done to fix the illiteracy rate that we see in our black children. Absolutely nothing. And in fact, not only have they not done anything to address the illiteracy issue, but then they're further confusing your kids by telling them that men can give birth, by telling them that there's 53 genders, and that by telling them that your love for your best friend must mean that you are gay, you are a pansexual, asexual. Kids under the age of anything high school should not be thinking anything sexual, period.
Nope.
Sexual should not even be in their vocabulary.
That's right.
So for you to say that I'm not smart because I'm willing to call out all of the degeneracy that exists within our current education system only points to your lack of intelligence and your lack of initiative to actually do something in regards to saving our children and saving our schools.
Get them. Let me switch to this other clip. I like.
Wow.
She destroyed, and that sister was absolutely correct.
And that's what you do with facts. It's called facts and having stats. Come on, girl.
She was absolutely correct. And this is another thing for the black community, because we don't really understand how much of a difference that we could make if we got out of ourselves and got moved past just the carnal phase of us as a community and young community, black community, and look to things bigger. And we don't understand why culturally the black community keeps destroying itself. But then it comes to it, then we look at the music and we look at all the stuff that we take heart to, and we the ones that live in this music, and we're not progressing. But listen to what she's talking about. Listen to what she's talking about. Is it showing? Yeah.
Can you make it bigger? Ouch.
because they think black men are thugs and black girls like to get ratchet and have sex all the time. That's all they see. That's all of our music. So when they hear our music, that's what they see. I just came back from Paris, and they all know bow, 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 and Sexy Red. That's the only thing they can ask me. Oh, you're American? You like Sexy Red?
Yeah,
and it's
I
like,
hate
okay,
that.
like, yeah, I do.
Because that's the simplest form of art that can translate to these other cultures.
And unfortunately, the simplest form of art that translates to other cultures, rich, poor, whatever, all we are represented as are thugs and hoes. And that's not okay.
Those
And
people
as
aren't
somebody
those
vying to
people
be
aren't paying
president,
attention.
you wouldn't want that representation on the world stage.
Can I-
It just doesn't go together. As a black woman trying to get people to take her serious as the next president of the United
For
States,
sure.
Come on.
why would you choose? And again, if she could have been a singer and just covered some songs that were more appropriate. But Megan literally didn't have one appropriate song to perform there, and nothing about the performance said this should rock the vote. You are voting for these things.
Let me say this. I think what you're saying may or may not be true, but guess what? Those people were already thinking about that. They already looked at black people that way. They already did.
So why? Okay, so they already looked at us like that.
There was
so
like
why, we should
we've
be
had
okay
enough
with continuing to normalize.
We've
this
had
representation of us.
enough well-spoken Negroes walk into these places and show you that there's another. We had a black president a few years ago.
Other people who come here are not racist because they think black men are thugs and black girls like to get ratchet and have sex all the time. That's all they see. That's all of our music. So when they hear our music, that's what they see. I just came back from Paris, and they all know bow, bow, bow.
Okay,
yeah.
It felt like I was like, wait, did they just do a big jump cut?
How is what? Well, okay, I guess he's saying, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, so how is he's saying what she's saying may or may not be true? I guess based off of what.
Well, that's just
that's
him.
The observation
He's-
in her. It could based off what she's saying about how they view us in other countries.
Right.
However, what she's saying is real.
Absolutely.
And that's also one of the things that I, don't like the video that we watched a little while ago, and it was from a righteous perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Shout
out to Righteous Perspective.
Yeah, he's got some really great content on his channel, and one of the videos he was doing, he was talking about showing the different black males and who they're voting for. Of course, they were voting for Trump. But what really impressed me is that they had key facts. And it's not the same old stuff everybody is saying. One guy, and I think he was the most impressive, was the very first person, I think, or maybe second, he interviewed with the red hat. He was drilling. He even talked about the history of the Democratic Party. I was like, okay, come on, thank you for making me want to sharp up. I'm just saying, make me want to sharpen my own skills when it comes to doing the research on and taking it back even further. But where I'm going with this is that, once again, you have all these emotions behind somebody giving you facts, but yet you aren't reciprocating from your perspective the facts that support your side. Where this is where he's talking, he wasn't really saying what you said may or may not be correct. No, what she's saying was absolutely correct.
And I just wanted to put those together. It was just like, okay, she even said, okay, yeah, I mean, some of that music that I like, but the downside about it, this music is how we're portrayed. So this same music, people don't take us serious politically anyway. They like black people, all they want to do is just do this. They just want to, black people, what it looks like, black people just want to just please their flesh only. It's like, I want to listen to my music. I want to smoke. I want to do this. And then when it's time to vote, you just say, yeah, I'm going with the black person. You have nothing. You did no research. You've already wasted a bunch of time in your life doing nothing anyway. So, think about the masses of black people. If we cut out a lot of the bull crap that we're only focused on, and we go and you start learning political things, and you learning things that really help your community versus worrying about, man, somebody trying to tear down. Why we don't own no gas stations. So it's a whole mindset, even from there to all the way up to politics, on why we need to focus. And that's the lack of focus that has had. And so I love to see her as a young black woman that goes out there and speaks and say, hey, you can, some of this might be all right, but y'all need to be more educated. It's time to get more educated in this game.
And also, one of the other guys made me think, one of the other guys in the video, he was mentioning, not these two we just saw, but he talked about how the entertainment and the Democratic Party is all still funneling from China. Mm-hmm. So I didn't even had no idea about the entertainment being led and paid for
by the Chinese.
Yeah. That's what he said. So I really want to do the research as to, what's at the top of the umbrella here. So, okay, you got China, you got the Democrats, and now you got entertainment.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, that's something to research and dig deeper
Wow, I never looked into China being that part.
But I mean, it still makes sense. If you know our country, and you don't even have to, let's just say we take away the parties here for instance, take away the parties, and you can see what is going on from a world view if you're paying attention. Those people who don't want to be involved, know that the world is in a state of emergency, but choose to act as if it's going to be okay because they're looking at it from the perspective as no matter who you vote for, it's going to be downhill to me, which is just a poor way.
That's a poor, very poor.
That's a cop out.
Very poor.
I'm sorry, it is. But let's just say there are no colors or there's no it's no parties. You can look at the world and see what's going on.
And look, if you just came in, and if you were in a room, and this is unfortunate. If I was back home in Atlanta, and I'm in a room, just let me gather 5, 10 black people just in a room.
But wait, I don't want to lose my point. Hold up. Let me finish my little point
From
here.
Atlanta.
Okay, so let's say there are no parties. Let's say it's just two people that represent key stances that we support as a country and want to be whole or want to be complete. That is the perspective of how you look at it. Regardless of the party or the color, it should be whoever the most capable person is based off their track record previously dealing with worldview and politics. They don't have to be a politician to be able to deal with worldview perspectives and politics. But they have to have done it at excellence. They have to have performed outstanding. Okay and average is not it. So if you look at that from a perspective of the person that you want to support, who stands behind these issues, then that's don't even look at the side. But I know that there are sides that are represented, but it should still be from the perspective of who can do the job and do it well. Running a country is still a business. It is a business.
But you have to think, like, just on the minority side, they don't know. You don't know. You just go, and if you do vote, which a lot of folks saying, even whether Trump or Kamala going up, who them running, black folks, you're going to get a percentage. Black people ain't even going to go to the polls. They're not even going to be interested.
Because of what I just said. They're going to be like, it's no point because
my vote don't count.
Yeah.
Kind of thinking.
It's exactly.
And then you think about it. Think about millions of people that look at you and say, my vote don't count. My vote don't count. And then you don't go vote. And it where it could have. But also, on top of that, when you go ask at that point, some black people are hip to what's going on. They stepping out the matrix a bit to say, okay, no, we need a Trump. But then some people, which a lot of people, like I was saying, I get in a room. I'm from Atlanta. I get in a room with 5. I go to the city per se and get in a room with 5 or 10 black people. It's gonna be about 70%. You start talking about you like Trump, they're going to be uncomfortable and they don't even know why. It's just the downside of that. Black people just, we don't politically educate ourselves. So the more and more the younger the generation educates themselves, that's the more and more we have a better rise of the machine. Neither will I say either party are good. I don't believe the Republican Party or the Democrat Party is good. I don't. That's why I like more conservatism. But you still, in the end, need to pick a side. Because it's going to get picked for you if you don't pick a side.
Well, okay, that's how you feel. I feel like that there are people who have our best or better interest at heart on the red side
of conservatism.
Yeah, compared to the blue side.
But the thing is, it's on people on the blue side to think they mind and got the best heart thing. There's people that think that the blue side has their best interest at heart, and we know that's funneled between skin color and racism. And that's why they think they have the best interests at heart and not really based on the policies on what's going to really help them.
Yeah. And I like also, too, when you said, minority, I like one of the guys in that video mentioned that
I'm an American.
Yeah. Don't consider me a minority. I don't consider myself as a minority. I consider myself as an American. And I like that, a black American. And that's it's a shame that race is just such a big thing over here, but nevertheless, I feel like that's what it is. Period.
All right.
So I mean, this was good. I mean,
Yeah.
I like everything you said. I don't have to say more. She is a voice, and the more and more she continues to be vocal, she continues to share her ideas and perspective, and continue to back herself up with facts and be active.
Yeah.
I think she'll have a better chance of at least sharing information and having other young people think, and may even have them think for themselves and decide to vote for Trump.
All right, y'all, man. Y'all smash that like button, subscribe, turn on that post notification. 2024, be more.
Talk less.
We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.